Let's open up for questions for Coach Manor.
Coach, the last 4 minutes of the first half, you guys went on a nice 10-2 run to close out. What did you build on from that at halftime going into half number 2?
Yeah, well, at halftime, we talked a lot about, Miles Bridges, trying to stop him. But, we just wanted to establish our inside presence. We didn't think we did it, early in the game. And obviously, Michigan State's trying to knock out our inside presence, just like, vice versa. We're trying to knock out Nick and not let him get going down there. But we just tried to get the basketball inside and then try to get those guys to make simple decisions. If Michigan State wants to double or overhelp, they got to pass the basketball, and if not, they're going to play one-on-one. And we wanted them to be aggressive, but I just thought we did a better job of getting those guys in scoring position.
Matt, over here. Is that a team that, obviously Bridges had a spectacular night, that got some players, but they got some size issues when they were real small and you were big. Is that a team that can overcome that to play at a really high level?
I think so. Anytime you have, we're a little different, obviously, with our size, with Isaac being so big, and obviously with Biggie and his versatility and what he can do. But those guys, they give us a lot of trouble, and Goins gives us a lot of trouble, Nick gives us a lot of trouble, and not letting us get deep in there. Tonight it might not look that way, but our big guys had 13 turnovers. They had all of our turnovers tonight. So obviously Michigan State gave those guys some trouble, even though we were fortunate enough to get the win.
Coach, you talked about Miles Bridges and trying to stop him.
Right.
Did it get to the point in the second half where it was like the old Chicago Bull defense when you let Jordan score and you shut everybody else down?
No, we were trying to stop him, even though we weren't. He's a good player, and you put him at the 4, and it puts people in binds because he's so athletic. He can drive it, he can shoot threes. Tonight, he really got his three-point shooting going. But we did, it's a good point because I kept talking about Harris, Langford, the other guys. We were going to double Nick as much as we could and just not let them get shots. We allowed Langford to get the 1-3 there at the end. We foul Aaron Harris on a shot, but we really just wanted to try to bottle them up as much as possible. But we're trying to stop all of them, but after a while, when Bridges is making such tough shots, we did talk about, hey, just don't let those other guys get loose, especially the three-point shooters.
Why could you get the stops in the second half you couldn't get in the first half?
He's a good player. You got to tip your hat to Miles Bridges. You got to, they got going, and I thought the first shot that Aaron Harris made in the game was a tough shot. We had it contested. They get in transition, and good things happen. And I think we limited. When you score the basketball, you're going to limit someone's transition opportunities. When you take care of the basketball, you're going to limit their opportunities. And at times we were careless with the ball, and at other times, they just got going. So we had to get a good jam on the ball, but we also had to score it. The more we could score it, the better we were.
Matt, just your impressions of the way Caleb played tonight through an obviously hostile situation?
Well, I thought he was good. He's getting better all the time. He goes after every rebound, but he showed a lot of poise. He showed a lot of maturity for a young guy, and really played well. He had a lot of turnovers, but we'll work on that. We'll try to get those things corrected. But he's taking shots in rhythm, whether they're perimeter shots or in the post, and he holds the ball and takes his time. And that's what he just needs to continue to do. If they double him, pass it. If not, take what they give him.
How much does your balance help you with all your double-digit scores and the fact that if you do kick it inside out, you've got guys on the outside?
Yeah, that's when you have good big guys. If you don't have shooters, they're gonna sell the farm and just go after them. With us, we just try to have good spacing. But I thought P.J. Thompson's threes, and then in the second half, Dakota Mathias had a reload on one where he missed and got it back. And he knocked that down. I thought those were some huge shots for us because when you have that balance, they have a decision to make. And our threes were identical as their threes. I think they shot a couple more than we did. We had the same, makes. And when you can have that inside presence and you can have the balance of the three-point shooting, I think it puts them in a tough spot.
The second chance points, that really was a big factor, especially early for you guys. What did you guys talk about getting on the offensive glass?
We wanted to get, we wanted to try to flip it on them. They're so good at offensive rebounding. And, we were able to hold them to 4 offensive rebounds for the game, but they had 0 at half. We thought that was a big plus. But on our end, like you're asking, we just wanted to get more opportunities. And obviously Biggie got on the glass and gave us a couple of those opportunities late, and that was huge.
Matt, this starts out at 4 or 5 on the road. What was the importance of getting off to a good, starting the journey, the trip?
Right. Oh, anytime you can get a road win. I thought our last time on the road against Iowa, we had a chance to win the game at the end. And, we couldn't get enough stops. They made one more play than we did, and you just can't put yourself in that position, to where it could go either way. And tonight we didn't put ourselves in that position, even though it's close coming down 4 minutes. When you get it to, 3 to 4 possessions there at the end, one play's not gonna break you. When you get it to where it's a one possession game, one play can break you, especially on the road. You don't normally get that one. And it was good for us, gives us a lot of confidence, and hopefully we can build off of it.
Looking back on the game, just the importance of that play where Dakota misses the three, Swanigan goes flying through the lane, get the rebound, gets back to Dakota, makes the three. Can you just speak to what that meant, the big picture of this game?
Well, obviously it's an extra effort play. He gets us another, anytime you're able to steal a possession off an offensive rebound, and then Dakota having the confidence to shoot it after you just missed one. And it's what we need. We need those guys not to hesitate and take open threes.
And Thompson comes back, the next possession hits that three. I mean, Bridges cut it down to 4 at that point.
Right. That was huge. PJ's, he hit the 1-3 in the opposite corner, then he hit the one in front of our bench. And all they were doing is just, trying to come in a little bit just to give a little bit of help as we overloaded the side. And I think it was actually a breakdown off a play that we didn't get. And but no, it was a huge three. Those guys, if you look at our guard play, we didn't have any turnovers from our guards. And they were very, very steady. All of our turnovers were our big guys. So those guys between them had 12, 13 assists, I think, and no turnovers. And that's what we need. Michigan State came into our place about 4 years ago and hit like 18 threes and just made us look like fools. And we didn't take care of the basketball. We didn't make open shots. And sure, they were good and they had pros, and it was difficult. And at that time, we said we got to restructure what we're doing. And maybe we're not the most talented group in the world, but we can get some guys that can make shots, think the game, and not turn it over. And that's what we got. And they're, it's enjoyable to coach them. They want to be coached. So we got a healthy balance right now, and we just got to keep building off of it.
Last one in the back.
Coach, how would you assess your front court performance versus Michigan State's bigs tonight?
Yeah, well, I thought we were pretty good. Obviously, I mentioned the turnovers that we had, but I thought Swanigan showed great poise. He had a big-time effort. We want to get Haas more. We want to get him more touches. And he's so hard to guard. He's so big. Like, you go through college basketball, and you guys coverage college basketball, and you just, if you don't get up next to him, he's just a humongous individual. And he's hard to defend. They're fouling him every play, literally every play. And it's hard to keep him from getting 3 feet from the basket. But we got to get him some more looks. I thought Vince Edwards has been banged up a little bit, but I thought he stuck it out and fought and did some good things for us. So, but we got to do a better job of taking care of the basketball. And then we really wanted to try to neutralize Nick Ward. We recruited Nick Ward. We have all the respect for him. He's hard to handle. He's really hard to handle. So we wanted to double him as much as we could double him. But we sometimes get worried about our rotations when we double. But we thought it was, we just couldn't let him wheel and deal down there and score whenever he wanted. So I think that for us was the major concern. I look at Bridges just like a guard. He can do everything. So it's like when we're thinking about their big guys, we're thinking about him. But obviously Bridges had his way tonight.
Shaq.
Outside of Garden Bridges, how do you think that the team played defensively?
I thought we did a good job. I thought in the first half the ball got in the paint too much. It's hard to stop Nick from catching it at times, but our dribble containment wasn't as good. I thought we did a better job. A couple times there where Winston got in the paint late. He got stuck a couple times, but a couple other times he made some nice plays and nice reads. We just can't let people get that deep, because then when they do, and Nick's diving to the rim and they're stretching you out with the shooters, that's really hard to defend. So, thank you.
Thanks, Coach.